Hello friends. Well, it's finally happened. I finally hurt myself doing van building stuff. This is the fourth van I've been building, and using power tools and various things, and I'm amazed in a way that I haven't hurt myself yet, since I just have to cut wood on milk crates and stuff like that. But definitely really try to be cautious when I'm using the circular saw and stuff like that. I don't want to cut a finger off. So what happened was, I was using one of these, not this one, a different one, and I just finished using my circular saw cutting a piece of wood, and there's a few little jagged pieces of wood, so I thought I'd just cut them off with this razor. So I took the blade and I went like this, and unfortunately my leg was in the path of the blade, and I cut myself pretty bad. Guys, want to see something gross? That's what I did with a razor today. Now, don't worry, it looks way worse than it feels. 4 vans building, that's the worst injury I've had. It went right through the skin. Now, that was about, actually about a week ago now. And I didn't get stitches. I was avoiding the stitches. I didn't want to wait in the hospital in emergency for 4 hours. And then have some doctor stick a needle in my leg and start sewing. So I figured I would wait, and if it was looking like it really needed stitches and there was no avoiding it, then I would get the stitches. But 48 hours later, and the wound was starting to heal, and everything was fine. I mean, it's going to be one heck of an ugly scar, but that's okay. When I'm wearing shorts, it's going to be noticeable, but so what? I don't really care. So these are the bandages and products I used to treat my wound. When it first happened, I went and bought this big huge bandage, and then I sprayed it with rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. And man, that hurt like crazy. And the pharmacist said it's actually not a good idea to use that, because yes, you're killing bacteria, but you're also killing newly forming cells. So that and hydrogen peroxide, you're not supposed to use that either. So then after that, I used these kind of strips and tried to kind of tape the wound together, and that worked pretty good actually. And then I covered it with these band-aids, which are like they're transparent, but they're waterproof. They're sterile, of course all these are sterile, and they stop infection, and they're breathable. So they say it's actually better to have a wound covered and moist rather than letting air get to it. I googled all this, so you can do the same. So then I used this stuff instead of the alcohol to wash my wound, and it didn't hurt at all, and kept it clean and infection free. Silver lining to this whole thing is the pain was actually quite minimal, and I guess there's not a lot of nerve endings in that area of the leg. So if I had that kind of a cut on my hand, I'm sure it would hurt a lot more. So that's kind of the good side of things. So I added this little doodad, but I'm not happy with it. You can adjust the tension by turning this dial, but look how awkward it is to close it. I mean, you gotta really shove it down, and I don't know. Just not happy with it. And you have to pull it open like that, and I'm just thinking about doing this on a regular basis, and that's gonna get old fast. So this was like $6 or $7 at Home Depot. I just bought this, which is the same kind of idea, but different design. So this is like $20. And I thought, you know, I'll buy the cheap one first, see if it works, and if it doesn't, I'll get the more expensive one. So I'm gonna install that hopefully tonight. Well, folks, we have another failure. It sure looks nice, but it's not going to work. I removed this piece because trying to put this piece in here, and I had to get that out of the way, but just to see if I could make this thing work, but I can't. Because I want that piece there in order to this door to close properly. So if I go like this, closes that far, and it won't close anymore. This thing is supposed to be at a complete, like more of an angle. This is supposed to be lower, and then that part will go in deeper, I guess. But I'm gonna find another solution. I don't really want this in here anyway, because it's gonna be, I want to save as much space as possible in here, and if I have this here, that means I can't have a drawer system or anything. Where I could, but it's just going to be a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to come up with a different solution, because this is not working. So this is just kind of a cautionary tale. When you're building a van or doing anything with tools, be careful. You know, you get kind of complacent and not really thinking things through, and that was just a silly mistake that I made. So be careful out there, people.